Hello, welcome back to episode 8 of Smoky Joe, my DIY conversion of a BMW E91 to electric. So if you've been following along, oh Daisy, if you've been following along, this is a car I got for £500 with a blown head gasket and I'm converting it to electric. Dogs in and out. Come here. Oh, flutter. So yeah, that's something. So it's been the Christmas week and got quite a lot of progress done, as you're going to see. Done some work on the brake boost, vacuum, a lot of work on the mount. So mounting the inverter and locking plate, we've done quite a bit on the wiring, as you'll see. So let's get into it. Right, we're back again. So I've been working on the mount thing, so I've just sort of cleaned it up a bit, kept the ends off, added the other side inverter mount. Yeah, not winning any Welder of the Year awards, but there's always the grinder. So I think I added these extra bits as well. I think a bit more grinding, and then I'll stick some paint on that. Try and clean off as much as clean it up a little bit, stick some paint on, and I'm gonna call that done. What else? With the motor mount, I added an extra bit that I'm going to drill. That side. So there's just an extra mounting hole. Probably going to add a nice big triangle in there just for a bit of extra strength. Frame them up a bit, put some primer on. Might end up welding more to these, so I'm not going to put hammerite on or anything at the minute. Just a bit of primer to keep the rust from developing. Yeah. So that's it for the metal work so far. And there we go, the automatic shifter's installed. Now it's stuck in park because the actuator's locked. I need to apply 12 volt to get it out of there. But yeah, looks good. Happy with that. So I've beefed up the mount, capped the ends off, triangles in, extra support in the middle. Just covered it in primer for now, so it's coated for the next few weeks. These are the wires from the shifter going up in the old fuel line area, so they'll go into the VCU, the front. The rest of this is not wired up yet, but I'm going to put the car down on its wheels, push it forward. Don't need to be under here for a bit longer now. Still got to get a few filler holes out. Look at this rust. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah. Right, that's a reservoir. The hole's done. The hot air soldering iron actually helps bend that into shape and get that on there. Might tweak the position of that at some point. I think maybe a little bit further across, just more into there. Bit of pump in there as well. I think should be good. Out of the way. Right, that's the brackets back on, inverters mounted. Wires are in, so you could clear them wires up. Wire them into zombie. I need to cut this side bracket off and move it this way a bit further. The back of the inverter's touching the bulkhead. I've done it on a bit of a wonk, but that's for another day. I'll probably do some wiring next just to clear that up, tidy all that wiring up. I say this is all that space for batteries then. What's that? Spare wire. Oh yeah. Not too bad of a space there. Right, so that's this week's progress. I'm quite happy with what I got done, although a bit disappointed about the inverter bracket, but it's just the way it goes. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. So yeah, it's New Year's Eve today, so Happy New Year, and it'll be 2024 when you're watching this video, and it'll be this year that we get Smokey Joe to be Smokey No More Joe, and he'll be on the road. So yeah, that's the dog. Right, sorry about that. The dog was upset that a pigeon had dared land on her fence. So what was I saying? Like and subscribe if this project interests you. Comment below, and see you next week.